Hey there, beautiful Chaos Wranglers. Today we're talking about the day that breaks the boldest, humbles the hopeful, and reduces even the most laminated among us to a puddle of cold coffee and existential dread. Day one of school. If you've ever stood in front of your whiteboard holding a seating chart like it was a peace treaty in a war zone, this video is your emotional support water bottle. Let me paint you a tragic, all too familiar picture. You walk in, full of dreams, fueled by coffee, rocking a new lanyard and that fun but firm teacher voice you've practiced in your mirror. You are ready. Your Bitmoji classroom, on point. Your syllabus, laminated and alphabetized. Your vibes, immaculate. Fast forward 45 minutes. You've already said, please sit down, more times than a flight attendant in turbulence. One student loudly announces, they're only here because mom made me. Your projector is somehow unplugged and on fire, and when you try to introduce yourself, a kid squints and says, you don't look like your Bitmoji. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, and your beautiful syllabus? It's currently flying across the room as a paper airplane named Freedom. Welcome to day one. But here's the kicker. It's not just you. It's not even entirely Jeremy's fault. Day one is like speed dating with 30 teens who'd rather be anywhere else. Half of them didn't even eat breakfast. All of them are silently judging your shoes. So what do most of us do? We over-prepare. We script the day like we're directing a Broadway musical. We deliver the syllabus in our best NPR voice and pretend the late work policy is absolutely riveting. Spoiler, they're not listening at all. Because on day one, students care about exactly one thing. Will this class make me feel like an actual human being? Or is it another year of vocab quizzes and despair? That's where comprehensible input enters like a caffeinated raccoon in a superhero cape. See, I let you speak the target language from day one without sacrificing your soul or sounding like a discount Duolingo owl. It builds connection through curiosity, storytelling, and absurdity without resorting to turn to page 6 and weep. But CI only works if they're engaged. And on day one, engagement is basically a cryptid. It's out there, maybe, hiding behind the smartboard, next to your last shred of patience. So I've got you. Today, I'm handing you my CI survival kit. 3 simple, zero prep activities that I've personally used to survive, revive, and even thrive on day freaking one. They involve one weird photo, one tragic but beautiful drawing, a clipboard, and a concerning amount of enthusiasm. That's it. And I'm not just tossing these ideas at you and yelling, good luck. I'm walking you through every step with real examples, line by line language, and advice for when your students stare at you like confused meerkats trying to decode quantum grammar. Plus, I'll share some of my own day one fails. The time a kid called me mom, the time I tripped over a backpack and fell into a literal trash can, the time my seating chart was used to summon chaos itself. But here's the part that matters. These strategies don't just work on day one. They work on any day when your tech is broken, your brain is mush, and your only plan is don't cry in front of them. They're reusable, remixable, and somehow they trick your students into acquiring language while laughing about a llama with a caffeine addiction. So, if you're new to CI or just exhausted from trying to make engage in interpersonal communication sound fun, this video is your warm blanket and your pep talk. We're going to keep it simple, fun, and very, very real. Because day one doesn't have to feel like a bad group project with no instructions. It can feel like the first episode of a truly binge-worthy show, and you are the main character. Coming up next, the first survival strategy that involves sunglasses, a cafe, and a llama named Carlos. Welcome to the CI Day 1 Survival Kit. Let's survive. Brilliantly, weirdly, beautifully. All right, you made it through the emotional minefield that is day one. No one cried openly. The projector stopped smoldering, and Jeremy is now sitting, sort of. We'll take it. Now it's time to hit them with your first real CIA activity. You want something that says, "Hi, I'm your teacher, and yes, this class is a little weird," on purpose. Enter Picture Talk. Now listen, Picture Talk sounds fancy, like maybe you need a certification in visual literacy or a subscription to National Geographic. You don't. Here's what you actually need: a weird photo, basic target language vocabulary, and zero fear of silence. Let me show you what I mean. Day 1, 8:01 a.m. I click open a single slide. Google Slides presentation. No text, no agenda, just a massive photo of a llama. But not just any llama. This llama is wearing reflective sunglasses, sitting at an outdoor cafe, sipping espresso like he's the lead in a French indie film called Yamaste, A Journey. And the room goes dead silent. Now, from awe, from confusion, the kind of silence where students look at each other like, is this a trap? Is this a meme? Are we being graded? Yes, yes to all. Then I walk dramatically to the front of the room, like I'm about to deliver a TED Talk on animal fashion, and I say in a clear, slow Spanish, or whatever your target language is, "I un animal." A few students blink, one raises an eyebrow. Es un animal grande. Es un animal con gafas de sol. A few giggle. Engagement level is increasing. Boom. CI activated. They're listening. They're watching. They're invested. Not in grammar, but in the sheer weirdness of this caffeinated llama and his mysterious backstory. So why does Picture Talk work? Like magic. You're doing three things all at once. You're lowering that affective filter. Llamas and shades, comedy. Lower stress, more comprehension. Embedding vocab in context, they don't need a glossary for gafas de sol. They can see it. You're making meaning visible. Creating instant curiosity. When students see something that is absurd, students want to understand what's going on. And let me be clear, you don't need fancy tools. You need weird photos and your big theatrical energy. So, how to crush Picture Talk without breaking a sweat? Step 1, choose the weirdest photo you can legally justify. Start a folder on your computer. Label it something like Unhinged Visual Input. Fill it with dogs in suits, cats doing taxes, squirrels with tiny umbrellas, that one goose who looks like he has plans. Just avoid anything that needs a 5-minute cultural explainer or has too much real-world context. Keep it light and keep it silly. Step 2, ask yes or no or either or questions. Start shallow. This is not the moment for existential debates about verb conjugation. Try, ¿es un animal? ¿Es un gato o un perro? ¿Tiene café o jugo de naranja? ¿Está en California o en Marte? Use gestures, use dramatic pauses, act like every question is life or death. Channel your inner game show host. Make them want to guess, even if all they do is nod. Pro tip, point at the screen like you're unveiling a conspiracy. Step 3, start building a ridiculous story. Now you escalate. Se llama Carlos. Tiene una reunión. Está nervioso porque el jefe es un gato. You're now storytelling in Spanish, in French, in German, in Russian, in Mandarin, in whichever language, with input and without a worksheet in sight. The class starts adding details. You validate every suggestion like it's a Nobel Prize winning idea. You're not building a class, you're building a class mascot with lore. And they will never forget him. Ask them about Carlos el animal con café. 3 weeks later, and they'll remember the vocab, the verbs, the vibe. But Scott, what if they just stare? Good. That means it's working. Here's how to break the silence. Use gestures. Point, repoint, and point again. Narrate their reactions. La clase está confundida. The class is confused. Carlos toma café. Carlos drinks coffee. La clase toma decisiones. The class makes decisions. Suddenly, it's not you versus them. It's you plus them, plus the llama versus the absurdity of it all. Here's a good teacher hack. Bring Carlos back the next day. Start class with, ¿Recuerdan a Carlos? They'll start screaming. This is where the magic happens. You're not just teaching language. You're building memory hooks. You're creating continuity. You're giving students a reason to care. They'll start asking for picture talk. They'll find photos for you. They'll say, is this llama Carlos's cousin? Like it's a Marvel post-credit scene. That's when you know you've won. So now that you've created that chaos via coffee drinking livestock, what's next? Coming up, the activity that lets you draw like a toddler, narrate like Netflix documentary, and still somehow teach more language than the entire textbook. Let's talk about the one-word image spoiler. It involves noodle hair, questionable fashion choices, and the rise of Senor Noodleface. Okay, so you and your students are now emotionally bonded to a sunglass-wearing llama named Carlos. Love that for us. But now you're thinking, what's next? How do I top the caffeinated camelid chaos? Friend, it's time for the most powerful, low-prep, high-chaos activity in your toolkit. One-word image. Or as I like to call it, Pictionary meets storytelling meets total artistic disgrace. This is the moment where you pick up a whiteboard marker, ignore your complete lack of drawing ability, and still manage to create an iconic classroom mascot that students will reference until graduation. Let me break it down. What even is a one-word image? It's deceptively simple. Ask your students for one word, any word. You draw a character based on that word. Yes, you. Yes, draw. I believe in your squiggles. You narrate in the target language, slowly, dramatically, absurdly. You create a backstory, a personality, emotional depth, hopes, dreams, fears, all while speaking entirely incomprehensible input. And the uglier the drawing, the better. It works. Seriously. Bad art, more questions, more interaction, more CI. Teacher win. A real example from my chaos archives, Senor Noodleface. So one day I asked my students, clase, una palabra. Cualquier palabra. I was hoping for pizza or banana. Instead, I got noodles. Robot. And someone in the back whispered, pigeon. Because sure, why not? So I grab the marker and go full Picasso on a deadline. I draw this absolute abomination with spaghetti hair, robot arms, and little flappy wings. Meet Senor Noodleface. Occupation, taco delivery. Robot weakness, cilantro. Motto, vive la sopa. The students, obsessed. They gave him friends, enemies, romantic drama, existential dread, and the whole time I'm narrating. Tiene pelo largo, de espaguetis. Está nervioso. Tiene una cita con una pizza. By the end of class, I had students voluntarily writing journal entries about his tragic breakup with a bowl of minestrone. And that's not a drill. That's CI doing backflips. Here's the 3-step blueprint for one-word image glory. Step 1. Ask for one word. Literally just say, clase, una palabra, one word, and then brace for impact. You'll get gold like cactus, pickle, toe fungus. I'm so sorry for that one. Sadness. Still processing that one. The only rule, pick a word you can draw. Kind of. Then announce it like a game show host. La palabra es broccoli. Cue dramatic music. Optional confetti. Strongly encouraged. Now step 2. Draw badly. Narrate brilliantly. Now it's time to doodle like your marker is possessed by a toddler with an attitude. As you draw, start narrating in the target language. Es un animal. Tiene dos ojos grandes. Es verde y muy dramático. Pause, point, react to their faces like they're watching a telenovela finale. Let them guess and interrupt. Every student reaction becomes more content. Clase, ¿es guapo o no? ¿Tiene hambre o solo ansiedad? They don't even realize they're soaking up structures like tiene, es, está, le gusta. They're too busy figuring out why the pickle has a monocle and trust issues. Step 3. Build the backstory like you're creating a Netflix series. Now we give this character a life. Where do they live? What do they want? Who betrayed them in a Target parking lot? Create suspense. Give them secrets. Connect them to Carlos from Picture Talk. Carlos y el brócoli son ex amigos. Carlos tomó su café. El brócoli nunca perdona. Carlos drinks his café. The broccoli never forgives. You are now world building. And yes, it's ridiculous, but also full of meaningful, repeated input that students will remember longer than their locker combo. But what if they're shy? Totally normal. You've got options. Give multiple choice. Es un animal, una fruta, o un extraterrestre. Scaffold with visuals. Label ojos, brazos, sombrero de unicornio. Smart small and build momentum. Praise every suggestion like they just unlocked a linguistic achievement. Students will go from quiet observers to character development consultants by week 2. Here's a secret move. Immortalize the image. After class, don't erase that glorious mess of a drawing. Hang it up. Name it. Reuse it. Next week, use it in a story. ¿Recuerdan al brócoli el traicionado? Remember the broccoli traitor? They'll scream. They'll want sequels, prequels, a holiday special. Your classroom becomes a shared universe, and every time you reference those characters, students get more reps, more laughter, more comprehensible input baked into pure chaos. So, one-word image is CI Gold. 100% student-driven creativity, instant memorable language input, and no prep after the first 2 times. Creates iconic inside jokes that double as vocabulary practice. You don't need talent, you need a marker and willingness to draw a spaghetti alien with daddy issues. That's CI, that's joy, that's teaching. Coming up next, the final piece of the CI survival kit. The one that turns student opinions into curriculum and your clipboard into a top secret character dossier. Spoiler, it involves stalker-level memory, spontaneous tacos, and someone who swears they're part-time wizard. Let's talk personalized questions. And yes, things are about to get personal. All right, CI fam. So far, you've confused your students with sunglasses, llamas, traumatized them with tragic stick figure drawings, and still somehow tricked them into learning the language. And now, it's time to get personal. Welcome to Personalized Questions, or as I like to call it, legally stalking your students for academic growth. Let's go. So what even are personalized questions? Or PQs, if you're into that cool acronym life. They're exactly what they sound like. You ask your students questions about themselves, their lives, their weird pets, their niche snack preferences, their deep-rooted fear of pickles. Why? Because students are obsessed with themselves. It's not vanity, it's science. Or TikTok, whatever. If you want their attention, forget grammar charts. Ask, ¿Tienes mascotas? Do you have pets? ¿Te gusta la pizza con piña? Do you like pizza with pineapple? ¿Eres una ninja secreto? Are you a secret ninja? Boom. Engagement level, emotionally invested chaos. So why do PQs work like absolute magic? Here's why. They slap harder than a district email with free snacks in the subject line. They're real. You're not talking about Maria from the textbook, whose entire personality likes football. You're talking about actual students with actual opinions and too many Funyuns in their backpacks. They're flexible. Start of class, personalized questions. Tech crash, personalized questions. That weird 5 minutes before the bell, personal questions. They fit anywhere, like educational duct tape. And 3, they're sneaky language machines. Every answer reinforces verbs like has, likes, is, wants, without ever needing a vocab list. They build culture. This is where your class becomes a sitcom. Inside jokes, running gags, that one student who's somehow allergic to air but still believes they're half raccoon. That's curriculum gold, baby. So, how do you do PQs like a pro? Step 1, ask a simple, juicy question. Make it irresistible, not what time is it? Try, do you like chocolate or broccoli? Are you famous on TikTok? Can you speak with animals? Start easy. Scaffold with options. Use hand gestures like you're auditioning for mime school. Draw if you have to. Students don't even need to respond in full sentences. Just saying "see" with enough dramatic flair is a win. Step 2. React like you just won the lottery. This is your Oscar moment. Go full drama, teacher. Student says they don't like chocolate. ¿Qué? No! Clase, listen. Kid has 3 pet ferrets named after Marvel characters. That's incredible. Eso es increíble. Ellos son héroes. Your reactions tell students, I heard you, I see you, and I might bring this up again when you least expect it. Mysterious, yes. Effective, also yes. Step 3, use your clipboard like it's the CI. Here's where the true power lies. Every time a student says something even slightly interesting, you casually jot it down on your clipboard like you're building a psychological profile. Examples from my actual notes. Jake has 2 lizards. One hates him. Drama? Sasha, allergic to celery. Avoid celery jokes. Ben has strong feelings about ducks. Investigate later. These random tidbits become story characters, quiz content, reading prompts, inside jokes that last the whole year. Your pro tip? Say something dramatic while writing it. Clase, atención, es importante. Scribbles like chicken nuggets too much. Students will be shook and also weirdly flattered. Step 4. Spiral it like a telenovela plot twist. Bring it back again and again. Next time you do picture talk, ¿Es el perro de Lexi? Is it Lexi's dog? Lexi tiene tres perros. She has 3 dogs. Next time you tell a story, ¿El personaje va a la tienda? Does a character go to the store? ¿Compra apio? No. Lexi es alérgica. Does she buy celery? No. She's allergic. Drama. You are creating a universe, a storyline. It's like Marvel, but powered by weird facts and sticky notes. And yes, your students will 100% remember that Alejandro hates pickles, even after state testing. Real student facts I've used. That should not work, but somehow do. Liam once ate 12 tacos and then fell asleep in the nurse's office. Danny believes she is part of Wizard. Offers no proof. Kevin insists he's famous on YouTube. No one has found his channel. Ava says pickles are evil. She's right. These turn into writing prompts, listening assessments, group stories, and a classroom identity that felt like a sitcom with subtitles. But what if they don't answer? Don't panic. You're playing the long game. Use thumbs up, thumbs down, multiple choice, class polls, dry erase boards. Write first, then share. Build trust. Build routine. Soon they'll be fighting to tell you what their cousin's pet duck is named Fluffy Justice. And that, my friend, is peak acquisition. So, personalized questions is the glue that holds the CI universe together. They require zero prep. They're infinitely repeatable, student-centered, language-rich, and psychotically fun. You could walk into class with nothing but a marker and a clipboard, and by the end of the week, you'll have class culture, language reps, ridiculous quotes, and students who actually feel seen. That's not just teaching, that's wizardry. Look at you still here. Still upright, still not hiding under your desk muttering, I should have opened a coffee shop instead. You just made it through the wildest CI starter pack on the internet. We've confused students with sunglasses wearing llamas, creating emotionally unstable stick figures, discovered that 7th graders think they're part-time raccoons, built a classroom culture fueled by chaos, caffeine, and compassion. And you did it all with just one picture, one bad drawing, and one clipboard, and 0 worksheets. Let's recap your new CI survival kit like we're on the final round of a game show. The CI Day 1 Toolkit. Picture talk. You found the weirdest photo possible and used it to sneak vocab into your students' brains like a language ninja. In Crocs. Win. Students laughed. Language happened. Carlos the llama lives rent-free in their memory. 2. One-word image. You drew something so hideous it became iconic. Your students helped narrate its life, story, and now Senor Noodleface is a class legend. Win. You taught structure, story, and self-expression while drawing with the fine motor skills of a sleep-deprived raccoon. 3. Personalized questions. You use your clipboard to uncover secret obsessions, irrational food fears, and questionable TikTok fame. Win. You built community. You recycled high-frequency verbs. You know who's allergic to celery and who thinks they're a wizard. The secret sauce behind all of this? CI is not about doing fun stuff. It's about creating compelling, comprehensible, and personal input that students actually care about. That's it. That's the formula. And it works on day 1 and day 23 when the copier breaks and your soul leaves your body. The full moon before Halloween, also known as Teacher Hunger Games. Or any random Thursday when your lesson plan self-destructs and all you have is a marker, a meme, and an unearned optimism. CI works because it's human. It's flexible. It's funny. It's real. And guess what? You're doing it. Even if you feel messy, especially if you feel messy, because you showed up with input, you connected, you cared, and you made them care too. That's the magic. Not a verb chart, not a packet, not a sad matching exercise about Jose's backpack. You are the magic. Your next move, choose your own CI adventure. Now that you've survived the llama arc, you've got options, like a CI choose your own adventure book, but with less dragons and more lesson plans. Option 1, know your CI power level. Take the CI proficiency quiz. It's fast, it's weirdly accurate, and it tells you exactly what kind of CI teacher you are. The input ninja, the story sorcerer, the chaos coordinator, the I am barely holding it together but still doing great. Take the quiz now. Option 2, get your sanity back with dynamic discipline. If your students are absolute goblins, no shade, just facts, and you're thinking, Scott, I love CI, but my class is louder than a pep rally in a blender, it's time to reclaim your classroom without sacrificing your vibe. Check out my dynamic discipline course at mm.us/discipline. Zero yelling, no behavior charts, just clear CI compatible strategies that actually work. Option number 3, watch the next best video, CI Survival Kit. Now it's time to assess like a boss without becoming a rubric gremlin. Your next video, master the perfect balance between formative and summative assessments, made super simple. It's spicy, it's useful, it's got snack references. Basically everything a great PD should have. Now before you go, talk to me in the comments. What's your weirdest day one moment? What's the most chaotic thing you've ever drawn in front of your students? Who's the fictional character in your class that has achieved legendary status? Let's make the comments section a group chat for language teachers who are tired of the old ways and ready to actually enjoy this job again. Happy comprehensible input. You're not just teaching, you're revolutionizing how kids learn language. You're building a classroom where laughter meets acquisition, where students actually look forward to being confused because it's fun. That's rare. That's powerful. That's you. So whether your next class is full of angels or absolute chaos gremlins in hoodies, walk in with your marker, your story, your clipboard, and your llama-shaped confidence. And always remember, happy comprehensible input.